So here we are today, and we are today going to discuss some interesting chapters from the Robert Jordan's
The
Wheel of Time. And today we are going to analyze chapters 9, it is 10, 11, 12, 13. 4 chapters. Usually we do only 3 chapters, but today we got carried away. And today is a Sunday, so I got enough time to read 4 chapters today. And Jiva, what do you think about the
suspense and climax of this part? We learned that Egwene becomes an Aes Sedai. But one thing
she's becoming an apprentice.
Yeah, she's becoming an apprentice like she was for the wisdom. But the one thing I'm confused about is why she went from becoming a wisdom's apprentice to an Aes Sedai. Because you can see that the wisdom doesn't like the way the Aes Sedai do their stuff. And Egwene used to be the apprentice of the wisdom, but now she's the Aes Sedai. I'm wondering why she made that choice.
Because I feel that wisdom is kind of like a weatherman and a doctor combined together. Yeah. They don't do any magic. But Aes Sedai, they perform some magic kind of stuff, and they have a reputation as like a fierce magicians. They are supposed to not to be tread upon. That kind of legend they have.
And there's this other small thing which we can kind of see on the time of where's this happening. Because now like old girls can like have their hair braided. They can make their hair whatever they want. But in the book they were talking about how Rand came and he saw Egwene unbraid her hair, and then how she was talking about since now I'm an Aes Sedai, I can braid or I can have my hair braided or unbraided. I have a choice. So we can see this is like in the 1200s, maybe even less. That's what I see from that small little.
So essentially what you are saying is that slowly she is giving up the tradition that was happening in Emond's Field, and she's getting more and more, she's thinking about kind of individual way, whatever that she wants to do, and she's breaking away the tradition and she's becoming a new person, right? That's what she's becoming. And this guy is a little bit alarmed. That's what I felt. You know, whenever the Moiraine says that she is going to be more powerful, these guys gets very apprehensive.
and this other thing where
am I right or wrong? When she tries to light up the blue gemstone, this fellow was literally begging, "Don't do, please don't do."
And this other thing,
that was really funny.
This other thing, like Rand, now you can see he's getting more nosy with Moiraine.
I did not like that part. I don't know what this guy is.
Like when Moiraine and Egwene went somewhere else.
He should not spy. That's not.
That's not right. He runs away when the Moiraine looks his way.
Yeah. Okay.
And another thing, we kind of see that Matt, he is like, he had a choice to bring like a handheld item to defend himself, but he didn't because like he brought the bow, and like one part it was like how he was laughing at the other guy's axe and sword.
And you know one more thing, I
also see that Lan, he doesn't the warder, he doesn't like Moiraine. Like when he was doing when she was doing it, that thing like putting it on their head and stuff. Lan, the warder, I'm pretty sure was the only one who said no. I don't want anything so bad. I think it's supposed to be like for having no bad dreams or something. So they'll be
And since there are 4 different chapters, it was like a kind of as usual the build up. The first chapter was. These guys, they are taking leave of their friends, parents, everybody. That was the first chapter today. And the second chapter, they were going towards Tarrant Ferry. And in that, they introduced the new drag car kind of creature.
It's like a human. a really tall human who has like wings.
No, not human. It's the size of a human. It's a kind of a bad thing.
It's kind of like a fade, except shorter, more powerful, but they can fly.
Yeah, and I wanted to show you one thing, but completely I forgot about it. You know, there is one line where it says that, you know, these guys, how they were getting out and they are walking towards the ferry.
Yeah.
First, it was a black stallion in which land was using. Second is Moraine in a white map. Then comes the girl Egwene
with Bella. And all of them
and last we have Randall Tower, right?
Yeah.
So that is the book cover for the Wheel of Time. That is the actual paperback book cover.
I searched up the Wheel of Time today, and I saw that it had a different cover with
with all the horses, and there will be a moon on it.
It's like a really dark blue.
Yeah, exactly. And see the size of the horses, and see the size of the Moraine, and she has got magic. Do you know who created the fog in the Terran Ferry?
Her.
Sure. And who created the whirlwind? She.
Yeah.
She literally broke the whirlwind. The what do you call it? The ferry. And one thing I liked about her is she gave the silver to all the men who were helping her, right? Instead of just giving the money to the guy, the ferryman.
Yeah. She gave it to everyone.
Everyone, I like that thing. You know that that's nice of her. And when she gets angry, she becomes big.
Yeah.
People feel that she's becoming a kind of a big in size.
Because I think she is.
Yeah, she's a guy. And that was a surprise that you showed me. The map. I was pleasantly surprised.
Oh, it was a page in the early 180, 183 or 2.
Yeah, but the map is huge, man. The landscape is huge. Did you see if this is the whole map, we just traveled from here to here.
Yeah.
From the White River to Berlin. That's it. Very, very small. It took 7 days for them to go through that.
So that's like, it'll take years to go through the whole entire thing.
I don't know, so many adventures, man. I don't know why we should have started this book earlier. You should have started it from the first day of the quarantine itself. By the time, now we might have finished 3 chapters. But it's never late. Okay. I am so excited. After a long time, I'm excited about discussing a book and reading a book. The last time that I had that much excitement was that Joel Abercrombie. That was good.
It's right over there.
Yeah. I love San Danglotta. That is one of the greatest ever character. His name is San Danglotta. Okay, now coming back to our stuff. So, we got cool names for all the horses.
I don't remember them.
One was Mandrab.
Oh, yes.
Other is Aldab. Alvin's Westwind that brings
and
rain
then the
Bella.
Yeah.
And our Randall Thor's horses, Cloud. His name is Cloud. And what else is there? Any other cool stuff? They were mentioning something about Dragon Fang. I'm not sure. There's a marking on the door. But who does that? Who gives a marking?
Maybe it's maybe it's like the dragon signature thing. Maybe the Dragon Fang is like a special sword they have, or something like that. A special type of sword, because like you can picture it. No.
I think even in the part 3 when we discussed, there was a Dragon Fang mark on the wine spring. They were guessing who did it. Okay, maybe later they may. And there is one big mystery. When they were discussing Egwene and Moraine, they were discussing that there's some other person who is going to be a Aes Sedai, right?
Yeah.
But she will be taking an opposite path, which means that she will become an evil. Yeah. That's why they were talking opposite path or some other different path.
Or maybe the path they're talking about is like, how they're going on that route, and maybe it's just going. If they're going here.
No, not a direction. No. This is figuratively. These are all symbolisms. I think she is giving him that she will be taking the wrong path, right path and wrong path.
But now that I think about it, So how we know how in the beginning Betrayal takes Alyssa from the Tom Lewis, and how he's the actual dragon. I feel like the dragon's gonna be siding with the Dark One, what they keep on calling, to get his wife back. And then that the other Ace and Sedai, the apprentice, I feel like they're also gonna be siding with the Dark One.
But because Ace Sedai, they are not good, they are not bad. They that's what she defends, right? And the story that she gave, Moyne gave, that people are divided into two parts. One is side rain and side air. So the men are contaminated with some evil thing. That's why they were responsible for breaking the world. But the women part, they were very pure. They were able to hold it together. And
also, I think it was. Yes, we forgot to talk about something last in the part 3. How all the Aes Sedai are dying off. Like not dying off, but like their old powers, like they were more powerful back then. Now they're getting weaker and weaker. Like that totem thing that saved Tam, Rand's father. How that was like that small statue. I forgot what it was.
Arigel.
Something it starts with the name, something like that. And how it was like they're not being made anymore.
Yes. They were the last of its kinds. Yeah.
And so now we're seeing that so if what's it called, Moraine is being like this now, you can see how powerful the Aes Sedai were from last time, from like 2,000 years ago.
Yeah, they have a big history. And what is the capital where they live? Aes Sedai?
What?
That's what they are going, right? Tar Valon.
Yeah.
Tar Valon is the place where all the Aes Sedai they live. And
so it's like Aes Sedai are like monks, kind of.
No. Aes Sedai are women.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Like women monk.
Yes.
The way they act.
Yes. Something like that. Yeah. They have a kind of a role where they are guardians or keepers, and they are the one responsible as a balance against the dark forces. Because when the new pretender comes, only the Aes Sedai are the
ones fighting. First one like the first part we were talking about was like a rebellion. But now that we see it's like an actual organized force to fight.
Good.
So it's not like, for example, we can say that the Dark Army and like that could be like Britain, and how we talked about how like the Dark, that his army would be like Britain, and back then the Americans didn't really have a really organized army, so like we thought the Aes Sedai would be and then
like a militia,
and then now we see it as like a world war, Axis against allies.
Okay, so this comes to the end of the first part of our discussion. Let's take a small break and we'll go with the second part. After this, we'll be back.